Hello there, my Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your twin flame relationship for October-ish, October 2019 and beyond. As I'm doing this, I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and glad to be of service. Leo rising myself. So I always find these next couple, because I'm Leo rising, Virgo, Sun, Venus, and Libra, Pisces moon. So these four, I really ask my guides to keep me out of it, or at least not show me my part in this until later. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. To my subscribers, welcome back. Thank you so much for subscribing and following along. I'm driving my numbers up bit by bit. My definition of twin flames is a little bit different than what I've been seeing on YouTube. I never really liked the word twin flame, even when I was younger. Like, there was one interpretation that twin flames don't incarnate at the same time, that they stay in the higher realms, calling you forward on your path. I was like, well, that sucks. Right? And then this idea that there's only one twin flame, and if it comes and goes, you're screwed. Don't like that either. So thanks to a brilliant spiritual teacher called Matt KAHN, KAHN, I have his link down in the description box below, this wonderful video on soul contracts, twin flames, and soulmates redefined. Incredibly helpful. When I watched that, I went, oh, because twin flames and soulmates are not the same thing. They are different types of pre-incarnational contracts written into the script of the character you play in this life. Remember, you are the eternal soul, the actor who plays the character of your personality. So these are contracts. Twin flame contracts are about transformation. They are tumultuous, transformative, turbulent, tricky, trying relationships that teach you how to love, heal, and take care of yourself, among other things. So, you know, not the most pleasant one, but absolutely necessary. And then you can reframe your twin flame relationships, it's hard to say, to not just romantic sexual, right? It can be parental, it can be your siblings, your children, your co-workers, even political officials that you've never met in person can be triggering you, right? Trigger, there's another twin flame triggery relationships. Teaching you how to love what rises within yourself. Well, it's all about self-esteem and self-respect and boundaries and all of that stuff that only you can give yourself. And remember, by contract, your twin flames can't give you what you want, but they're definitely giving you what you need in a much higher perspective, right? Fifth dimension and beyond. So we're going to be reading from 6 different decks today, 20 cards in total. You'll see I will pop up a picture at the end of the entire spread because it's kind of pretty. Do you like that, Leo? I do. We're going to start with 3 Caroline Myss archetypes, and as always, all the decks that I'm using are in the description box below at the bottom should you find yourself interested in them. I think they're all pretty much Amazon links anyway, so you can go check them out. So we're going to pull 3 cards to start with, sort of like the overlighting energies. One for the divine feminine. Yes, we're doing divine feminine, divine masculine with these, just easier to put it that way in a twin flame relationship. I could say divine yin, divine yang, but you know, divine yang, sorry, Erica Yang. Just it's an easier, most people are used to divine feminine, divine masculine at this point, but we're not talking about bodily gender at all. So the decks have been blessed. Feels really good. Let's see how this goes. My pantheons, please. 1 card in clarity to represent the divine feminine in this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Please, 1 card. What is the dominant archetype for the divine feminine? Oh, the Addict card. That just came up in the Cancerian. Same position. So if you have any planets in Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, go have a look at the Cancerian read, because I shuffled them before I hit record when I blessed the deck, and I shuffled them right in front of you, and still the Addict card popped out. Now don't click off just yet. As I said in the Cancerian one, this doesn't necessarily mean you're a lifelong addict. I'll read the definitions. There are light and shadow definitions written on this card. I will get to that, but it can mean that in this twin flame relationship, you are dealing with an addict or addictive patterns, either yourselves or the divine masculine. Very possible. And it's a very powerful card in its light as well as in its shadow. Archetypes are about soul contracts, powers you came in to deal with. And look, everybody's got their addictions, right? Okay, I still smoke cigarettes. I'm down to under a half a pack a day. Some days only 5 cigarettes when I use them in their true traditional spiritual means, through prayer, right? But as I said in the Cancerian one, I know people who are so addicted to being right that when they're wrong, they go through symptoms of withdrawal, right? So it's not just about, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right? There's work addiction. There's all sorts of different patterns that pull our spirit out of our body, some external thing we give our power to, right? With Course in Miracles calls a false idol, right? Love is the answer. Love heals, right? It's tricky shit, but it makes sense in a twin flame context. So let's get a card now here for the Divine Masculine, please. My Pantheons, one card, please, for the Divine Masculine in this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. The Mediator. Very nice. Similar to the Diplomat, the Mediator. Definitely, I believe, part of the Wisdom family. The Addict is in the Wild Card family, and the Wild Card family is wild. The Mediator might even be the Creative family in terms of creating balance. Pretty sure it's the Wisdom family, though. So let's get one now for the twin flame relationship itself. What's going on with the two of you, as if the relationship were a third entity, right? There's you, and again, you define whether you're divine masculine or divine feminine as we go. It may flip-flop back and forth. You know, unity, consciousness, that we're all one and all of that. So bear with me. Let's get this third one down. Please, my Pantheon, one card in clarity for this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship, October 2019 and beyond. Oh, the vampire! Wow, that one hasn't come up in a while. Well, now I get the addiction part of it. Now, vampires, please. On my Vimeo channel, the link is down below. I actually did a couple of years ago a 2-hour lecture with Q&A on witches and vampires. But vampires, you know, the vampire archetype, right? One of the foundations of codependence. So already, just looking at these three, and I will read them, we are really looking at a push-pull here of codependence. And who doesn't deal with codependent patterning in their relationships, please, if you were raised in the Western Hemisphere, right? Not to mention other aspects. So let's read this Addict card. The light attribute helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior, like not just in you and in yourself, and we all have addictive behavior. Who was raised without addictive patterning? We learn them from our circumstances growing up, our parents, our societies, as well as we often incarnate with certain addictions in place because they hold our greatest spiritual lessons and challenges, great chunks of lead that we alchemize into gold. So the gold is about helping you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Now, the shadow compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Now, for the divine feminine, that would mean where you get a real intuitive hit, like to stay or to go or to move or to surrender, and then something outside makes you compromise that, right? Makes you compromise that. That's what addictions are. So yeah, I will quit smoking eventually. I'm in process of doing that. But I know when I need a cigarette, I need a cigarette, I need a cigarette. It's like, okay, I'm going to have that cigarette, but I'm going to do this consciously so that little by little by little, it has less and less and less power over drawing my spirit, my energy out of my energy field and into an external object. Really, really tricky, but really nothing like a twin flame relationship. To show you your own addictive patternings and to teach you how to have power, not power over the addicts in your life, but for you to be able to kind of see that in a larger place, and how many addicts have healed and helped other addicts, right? And you know, with the and again, nothing immediately here saying romantic patterning, although with that vampire archetype right in the center probably has to do with that, because vampires are very seductive, very romantic, very sensual, very sexual in their way. But this is something we all have to deal with, right? So let's look at the mediator. The divine masculine here has the card, the archetype of the mediator, light attribute, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. So the divine masculine here can act as mediator, but now the shadow, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either professionally or personally, right? The light and the shadow of that when the mediator has a hidden agenda. Yeah, tricky. Now, the vampire archetype. Oh, they're just so sexy, aren't they? My vampires don't sparkle because I'm old school. The light attribute makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. For me, the hallmark of a psychic vampire, if you like, is constant complaining. No matter what it is, you suggest, no, that won't work. Did you try it? No, I just know it won't work. Because they have to bring people down to their level in order to steal energy. It's just how it works. I grew up with vampires. I know the vibe. Shadow attribute, here we go. Like that was the positive one, makes you aware that something or someone is draining your life force. The shadow attribute, depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining and codependence. So if there's a lot of complaining going on in this relationship, keep an eye on that, right? Because it's an unwillingness to what? To compromise, to heal, to grow. It's just easier to complain. And, you know, I'll give it up for Abraham Hicks on this one. The more you complain, the more you have to complain about, instead of seeing that there is a larger plan and this is happening for me rather than to me, right? So the victim and the vampire have a very interesting interconnection, because you can't have a vampire unless someone's playing victim, right? Offering their neck, so to speak. So what's fun about this spread is I'm going to use two different tarot decks to help clarify that, for where the divine feminine and the divine masculine are October 2019 in this twin flame relationship. For the divine feminine, we've got the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. For the divine masculine, we've got, whoops, upside down, the Mythic Tarot. So let's do this. My gods, please, 5 cards, top 5 cards, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. For the divine feminine, the Addict archetype. In this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Please, top 5 cards, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. What does she want? What does she have? What does she think? What does she feel? And an overview. Top 5 cards, element spread for the divine feminine in this twin flame collective Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship. Okay, got it. Cut in 3. Maiden, Mother, Crone. Maiden, Mother, Crone. The element of fire. What do you want, divine feminine? I'm going to say he and she just to keep it simple, right? So what does she want? What does the divine feminine want? She wants the 9 of Cups. She wants to go with the flow. She wants to feel at ease. She wants to relax. She's 1 cup away from the 9, right? So that thing of flow, that thing of relaxation, that thing of love flowing through it, that you want this to be easier, to be calm. But keep in mind, Kuan Yin, depicted in this card, goddess bodhisattva of compassion. So there is a note of that how this is going to go down is with compassion, that you want compassion, that you want ease, that you want flow, that you want healing of an emotional nature. Totally makes sense for a twin flame relationship, that if it's been turbulent, you want things to flow, you want things to be easier, and you want the compassion of the gods themselves to reach down and help you out here. That's the fire, right? What you want. The earth is like the wick in the candle, the fuel feeding the flame. And here we've got the Ace of Cups. So what you have is an Ace of Cups. You have within you a seed of happiness, a potential for happiness, an emotional happiness within yourself. and I've said this before, Course in Miracles says, happiness is a decision I must make. So you have the ability to give yourself the happiness that you seek in this relationship in terms of being compassionate with yourself, but an ace, a beginning, a full, healthy emotional seed of potential there. To love yourself gently, right? To forgive yourself, to give yourself the happiness. And sometimes it's like, okay, I don't know how to be happy with where I am right now, but I want to be happy with where I am right now, even if it's just for a split second, to catch a whiff of that you can give to yourself, because what are twin flames about? Teaching you how to give yourself what the other person can't give you. Just how the contract is written, even when they're giving it to somebody else, which is maddening, right? All right, so then what do you think? Your element of air. Oh, I really thought I shut the volume off. I am so sorry, my Leos. You know, there's only so much I can remember in one day, considering I'm going non-linear all day long doing readings. So what do you think? What do you think? Five of Pentacles, left out in the cold, rough spot, earthquake, quick, fast, earthquakey change there. Oh, Five of Pentacles, but at least you're thinking about all of this being disruptive and changing for better or for worse. And remember, the better or for worse stuff is our judgment. If it's all happening for us, for our betterment, to make us the best that we can be on a soul level, personality does not have to like it, then Five of Pentacles really is that shake up. And it's not our fault that it shook up. There's nothing we can do to make it shake or stop it from shaking. It's just something that is written. It's a thing that we deal with on the path, right? So that's on your mind, and your mind perhaps has been a bit shook by something, Five of Pentacles, right? By some physical shift or change. Feels like the opportunity for healing here is huge. So what are you feeling? What's your emotion? What's your element of water here? You have the Ace of Flames. So you've got two aces here, right? You got the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Flames. So considering you have the Ace of Cups, that what you're feeling in that emotion is creation, is inspiration, is a new desire. Ooh, I want that. I want something healthy. I want something honest. I want something healthy. I want a healthy relationship. I want to start over. I want to start this in a way that is inspiring and creative. Very, very powerful, and really new beginnings for you. One more card, Overview. Now, this is not an outcome. This is all the elements combined together and seen from an eagle-eye view, right? From a higher perspective. And you got the Scorpio card here. So you may be in the underworld, so to speak, not hell, the underworld, dealing with unconscious patterns. Scorpio, are you dealing with a Scorpio? Perhaps, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever. But that there is something here about other people's resources. And considering we've got the Addict card as your archetype here, you might be dealing with power struggle, right? Power struggle, your own power and struggle with something external, whether it's the divine masculine, whether it's the relationship in general, or just in life, money, sex, power, the things that you want, the things that you crave. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with wanting money, sex, and or power. Absolutely. That's why we came into physical form, to experience the game on this level. But if there are unhealthy attachments there within yourself or with another person or with another, object, I should say, then there's an opportunity here for you to really give yourself what you need. So that power struggle, because that's what addictions are. They're a tug of war. They're a power struggle. And I'm not getting drugs and alcohol here. I am getting a touch of codependence, particularly with this overlighting vampire in the twin flame relationship itself. Let's look at what the divine masculine is going through here. Fire, earth, air, water, spirit. Please, my gods, top 5 cards. Element spread. Fire, earth, air, water, spirit. What does the divine masculine want? Element of fire, what do they have? Element of earth, what do they think? Element of air, what do they feel? Element of water, and what's the overview element of spirit? Fire, earth, air, water, spirit for the divine masculine in this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Top 5 cards, element spread, maiden, mother, chrome. Maiden, mother, chrome. What does the divine masculine want? The divine masculine wants 8 of Cups to walk away. Interestingly enough, Psyche, as in Cupid and Psyche, making the descent into the underworld in order to retrieve its beauty cream from Persephone to give to Aphrodite, her mother-in-law. At this point, they are already married, Cupid and Psyche, but you know, Aphrodite's not thrilled. So puts her on these impossible quests and tests in order to prove her worth. And yet she has help every step of the way, right? The divine gives her the help that she needs. So not just walking away, you know, 8 of Pentacles, but that thing of like, all right, if this is what I have to do, if I have to walk into the underworld to find my own inner beauty, my own strength, then so be it. So this mediator archetype may well want to walk away from all of this stuff, but it feels more here like to kind of mediate things within themselves, right? So it's totally possible that this mediator might be the addict that the divine feminine is working for, or you know, vice versa. The addictions, like I said, we all have them, but if they're walking away, that could totally be triggering the codependent addiction patterns within the divine feminine. It's just how it works. And remember, we're not talking bodily gender here. So nobody wants to identify with addictions, and yet we all have them. This is what twin flame relationships are for. Twin flame relationships are like a crucible. A crucible is something usually in a furnace or a kiln that holds something in place so that it can be transformed by fire. Twin flame. Tricky shit, I'll admit. I've been there. I've been addicted, and I've been in relationships with addicts. Oh, the stories I can tell. Wait until my book comes out. Path of True Love. Woo! I won't be naming names, but I will be telling some stories. So this divine masculine, what do they have? What is the wick, the fuel that feeds the flame? What? One card, please. Well, we've got the strength card. That's really great, right? You know, not just physical strength, pick up the coffee table, throw it across the room kind of strength, but this is that strength of controlling your emotions, not repressing them, embracing them. Courage, the strength of the heart, courage. The French word for the heart is cœur. It's where the word courage comes from. To heal the heart, to love what rises within themselves. So that's what the divine masculine has, and it would make sense as a mediator that they would try and balance that. So they might need to walk away in order to sort of get, not control in that old sense, but that sense of alchemizing what they're going through by loving what rises, by having the courage to do what must be done that only they can do. So if you're the divine feminine in this and they're walking away, you might have triggered their walking away, but they're walking away to heal something within themselves. That's for damn sure. A mediator would do that to try and keep themselves in balance so that they can see both sides, but they may not know their own side of this because their emotions are ongoing with this, which we will see in 2 cards from now. What is the divine masculine thinking? What are the thoughts about? 5 of Wands. Now, what's interesting, the divine feminine has the 5 of Pentacles. So you're both in this struggle and conflict here. Now, this is Jason of Jason and the Argonauts, right? Fighting a dragon to get the golden fleece, that it's necessary for him, divine masculine in this case, to go through this, to go through the battle, to go through it in order to gain the thing wanted. Now, what's interesting here, we have the golden fleece and we have the Nemean lion, Heracles, the Nemean lion, with the Nemean lion, both of which end up being something worn, right? The golden fleece, in this case, and the skin of the Nemean lion end up being things that are taken on like prizes. Well, they are. They had to struggle to get them. There's a lot of strength involved in here in order to guard themselves in victory and moving forward, which would of course be the 6, right? From 5 to 6, really, in both cases. What is the divine masculine feeling here? Well, you know, 4 of Cups, right? The stabilization of the 3 has happened. The 4 is usually about emotional rest, but here this is Psyche's sisters coming to visit and whispering in her ear, well, how do you know? How do you know who your husband is? By the way, read the myth. Eros and Psyche were married, and Psyche was never allowed to look at him directly, right? Because his brilliance would do her damage, right? Seeing a god full on in the face. So his identity was secret. So this is sort of like people whispering in your ear, yeah, that would be more of an air thing. But that thing of like dissatisfaction, right? In the Rider-Waite Tarot, 3 cups, and the divine is handing a fourth, and you're like, I don't know. So perhaps a bit of emotional stagnancy here, not knowing what to do, not knowing whether to trust the intuition. So this would make sense that the divine masculine would be going within to clarify things both emotionally, but with that major arcana card of strength. That's just so right on. And considering there are no major arcana cards going on here in the divine feminine, it feels like the lion's share, if you will, of work here seems to be in the mediator divine masculine here. So let's get one more card here for overview, please. Oh, the moon. Yeah, no, there's all sorts of emotional stuff going on here, that things are not clear for the divine masculine right now. That yes, intuition is highlighted here. There is a path under the feet always, but doesn't know what that path is and where is that path leading them. Where they really want to go is down into the self, right? To walk away, to get clarity, emotional clarity, it would seem here, particularly with the 8 of Cups and the 4 of Cups with the moon. This is a very emotional spread here. But keep in mind, by the way, oh my goodness gracious. Hecate and Hecate, underworld goddess of the crossroads, right? So this is necessary. If the two of you are not in communication, if you're not seeing each other right now, if you sort of backed away, probably the best thing, because you both need to sort of bring yourselves into balance here. Not pretty, but necessary, just like twin flame relationships. So now, let's clarify the twin flame relationship itself, divine masculine, divine feminine together in this relationship. And to do that, we are going to pull one of the Healing with Angels oracles. Please, my angels, one card in clarity for this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Whoa, hey, no, I would have taken 1, but 5 at once? No. My angels, please, one card of clarity for this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for the month of October 2019 and beyond. Please, a piece of your celestial angelic guidance and grace. Study. Something to be learned here. To study about the vampire, right? How we vampire each other, how we were vampired. Now, we all know how to kill a vampire. That's in the lore, right? Sunlight, bring it out into truth, right? Dissolves the pattern in the light of day. Stake through the heart. Why a wooden stake? Because it's an organic movement of forgiveness, acceptance, compassion. It's love right to the heart. It's divine love. Might as well throw them out in sunlight, right? So, like, sunlight is the divine masculine approach. Stake in the heart is the divine feminine approach. Garlic, by the way, kills parasites. The vampire archetype is parasitic in its shadow. But nobody really talks about how to heal a vampire. How you heal a vampire is you slay or kill the vampire that sired them. Now, I'm not advocating murder here, because, by the way, a stake through the heart will kill more than just vampires. Will pretty much kill anybody else, vampire or not. But we're really looking about, like, going to the source. Who vampired me, right? Who is the codependent parent? Maybe both parents, maybe not the parents. That has set this up for me. So is this all about childhood? Maybe. Where did we learn it from? But when we get that we've been doing this lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and by the way, codependence was really only a word in the past maybe 50 years, maybe. I think that's being generous. First time I heard it was in the 80s. So, you know, codependent no more, Melody Beattie. Which is really just another form of relationship addiction, but one that is really toxic and something we all have to go through. There are 4 major ego wounds: abuse, neglect, codependence, and loss, right? So twin flame relationships usually put you through all of those. And by the way, abuse and neglect, contract cancelers walk away. Pick up your bed and walk as soon as you can, right? Even if you have to, like, walk away. like this divine masculine kind of wants to here. But if you can really study this, get the information, see this as a lesson, not as a torture chamber, then really the vampire, see, to me, the gold side, the alchemized vampire is the vampire slayer or the vampire healer or vampire hunter, very Van Helsing. Yeah. So can you slay your own vampire? Can you heal your own vampire? Tricky. But that's what this relationship is about, at least for this month. Really get clear on what codependence is, what vampirism is. And look, the link for my Vimeo channel is in there. Go have a look. I think it's like $5 to watch the 2-hour lecture. Worth it. And you have unlimited views. Just saying. Plug, plug, plug. All right. Now we're going to pull one of the Daughters of the Moon and one of the Mythic Tarot here, not necessarily about, you know, the respective decks, but to give a little tarot clarity here. Please, my gods, one card in clarity for this vampiric archetype, vampire archetype twin flame relationship in this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship with the vampire. We've got the vampire archetype with study. Please, one card in clarity for this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship, October 2019 and beyond. Compassion, wow, I tell you. Compassion. Compassion, 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 which is what the divine feminine wants. So to have compassion, oh my God, nobody knew they were codependent here. Everybody is dealing with codependence in one form or another. Even if this isn't a romantic context going on here, there's codependence between, you know, parent and child, right? There's all sorts of different ways that that can happen. And considering that the divine feminine is dealing with the addict archetype within herself or within another or in general in life, that compassion is huge here. To give love, but divine love, unconditional love, love without attachment. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you heal with or without me, may you be blessed, brother, sister of the light, of the one. We are all brothers and sisters. We are all the hidden children of the gods. Let it not be hidden to ourselves, and may we bless all of our brothers and sisters on the path, because that's how we become happy. That's how we get our Ace of Cups, is by saying, you know what, I bless you anyway. May you be blessed so that I am blessed. May we all be blessed. A movement of compassion. Let's ask the gods through the Mythic Tarot, please. Same thing, my gods, for this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond, this vampire archetype relationship with study and compassion. Please, a card of clarity. Six of Pentacles, equal giving and taking, right? So an equal sharing of that compassion. So rather than codependence, co-compassion. Certainly, we have two more to lay down in this. You'll see we're almost done here, but really then there needs to be some kind of movement of energy into balance here. And considering we've got the mediator and the Six of Pentacles, very hand in hand there. So it's interesting. It does feel like that the Daughters of the Moon refers to the divine feminine with this card of Kuan Yin, compassion, Nine of Cups, and here we've got this Six of Pentacles that definitely relates to the divine masculine mediator. Interesting. Now we are going to ask the masters one card of clarity. Please, the Ascended Masters, one card of clarity for this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Please, a piece of your guidance and grace for them. Floating on air, this one has come up as well. I think this was in the Aries or the Taurus reading. Floating on air, that as a result of this balancing, as a result of this relationship, you will both be able to perhaps individually float on air. Compassion does that. When we invoke divine love for ourselves, this is how I do it. I say, okay, I don't know how to heal this. All I know is I'm in a snit. All I know is that I'm sad or I'm angry or I'm frustrated and I want to love that. But I call upon the gods, the masters, the angels to do it through me, to show me how to do it on my behalf for the well-being of all that I am now. And so it is. And once I stop trying to do it all myself and call upon my higher selves, whatever you want to call it, your higher power, the relaxation. That's how you know you're in alignment with your truth. That's how you know you're in alignment and in your own energy field, not empathing, not dealing with other people, because you're whole and complete within yourself always. So that floating on air, about getting that higher and higher altitude. That's not a rocket. It's a gentle upward, layer by layer in the stratosphere, so to speak. Yeah, really feeling that. But now the lovely part. Whispers of Love Oracle. Love this deck so much. I got it at the Magic Moon in Saratoga. They gave it to me as a gift because I was doing readings there. I love it. Oh, I'm going up there this weekend. I'm going to Saratoga, so I will buzz by and see them. I don't know if I'm doing readings there yet. I really want to hang out with my parents. They were just down this weekend. We had a lovely time. We had a lovely time, but not enough time. So I'm going up to see them. So the higher selves of all involved, please speak through these cards. One card in clarity for the Divine Feminine, this Addict, dealing with the Addict archetype. For the Divine Feminine in this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, please, in this twin flame relationship with the Divine Feminine, a whisper of love. Oh, this one's jutting out. Union of hearts. There is a connection of love that defies explanation. So, my darling Divine Feminine, you are feeling this person. You may well be empathing this person, feeling what they're feeling, which can come from a soul contract like twin flame, but that you got to heal your end of it. Yes, there is love here. Just because it's twin flame doesn't mean there isn't love there, but love is the answer, but you must give it to yourself that there is a contract in place here. You haven't done anything wrong. All the crazy, the madness, the earthquake in your mind going on, you've got a new beginning here, but you got to get, okay, this was set up before I came in. They are teaching me how to heal myself, how to love myself, that there is a union of hearts here, and this can be, pardon the Marianne Williamson title, a return to love for yourself and for them. So the more you love yourself, the more the compassion for them is going to be more natural. Can't really force compassion either, but you can certainly ask the divine, be compassionate through me, use me. It'll look like I'm doing it, but we'll know it's the universe doing it through me. So the higher selves of all involved, please, a whisper of love for this Divine Masculine in this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Oh, that feels sparkly. Spend some quality time together. It is imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationships with, listening and talking to each other. So though the Divine Masculine wants to walk away, it feels like once they do and they get themselves back into balance, that there's a mediating conversation here of spending quality time together, right? Not just, watching TV or doing the same old, but quality, really spending that time talking to and listening to each other, and as would be indicated here, with compassion. But understand, Divine Masculine, if you're the one watching this, that you're walking within to give yourself the strength to heal what rises, to love what rises within you. And remember, it's not that we heal our emotions, the love does the work, the love does the transmutation, and you're not just healing it for you, you're healing for everyone in the quantum field. Just saying. That's how you get out of codependence. You heal you. And know that the healing is for all of life, that as you heal your heart, all hearts heal. As you bless your heart, all hearts are blessed. As you love your heart, all hearts are loved. Yeah. So last card down, please. Higher selves of all involved for this vampire archetype twin flame relationship with study, compassion, Six of Pentacles, balance, and floating on air. Please, a whisper of love for this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Love who you are. Love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. This is all about loving yourselves. That in this relationship, I guarantee you, it will improve. The contract will be more gracefully fulfilled. The more you love yourselves individually, then you will be able to fuel your spending time together, right? This union of hearts with something such a higher unity consciousness, unconditional love, true love vibration, that heals both of you individually, but then also heals the collective of all of humanity in the process. And, you know, for Leos, that you get how central, right, like the sun is in the center of our solar system, how central you are in this, to not just your own individual healing, not just to the healing that really you want to help each other heal here, obviously, but that you can only do your side of it, and that is going to help balance and mediate. Divine Feminine, I get it. We all have addictions. Let me do a summation here. So with the Divine Feminine, we've got the Addict archetype in play here. And what you want is that Nine of Cups, Kuan Yin, compassion, flow, almost at the 10 of Cups. What you have, interestingly enough, is that 1 of Cups. Add that 1 to the 9, you've got the 10. So you're able to give yourself the 10 of Cups with what? The shifting and changing of your mind, the earthquake, the rapid changing of the ways that you see things in physical form with that 5 of Pentacles. With what you're feeling is that inspiration being called forward with the Ace of Flames, would be the Ace of Wands, being called forth, inspired, new creation, something new, a new passion, a new spark is lit. With the overview of Scorpio, that there's some underworld time going on for you here too, looking at repressed emotions, looking at issues of money, sex, power, other people's resources. And by the way, 8th house Scorpio is a house of mysticism, things that are in mystery and shrouded. These are your mysteries that you are going through right now, so essential. But knowing that there is a union of heart, a connection of love that defies explanation, so stop trying to explain it other than, okay, I'm learning, I'm healing, I'm growing, this is happening for me, this twin flame relationship, right? The Divine Masculine, you're both very well suited for each other in this twin flame because you're going through such similar stuff. What the Divine Masculine wants here is 8 of Cups, to walk away, but also to walk within, to do their own healing, to find what? The strength that they already have, to love what rises, to have the courage to move forward in their own emotional, spiritual, physical, mental development, but really feeling the emotional part of it here with that 8 of Cups and that 4 of Cups. That, you know, seeing this 5 of Wands, this change, this battle going on in order to conquer, the will to go on to conquer the dragon, to get the golden fleece, to get the reward, to get the object of the quest. But emotionally with the 4 of Cups, sort of like feeling, yeah, I don't know, hence the descent into themselves with that card of the moon overlighting, you know, that overview that things are confusing and it's a moody time and there are a lot of emotions going on, probably contradictory, but that you both have Hecate, really, it's the Hecate card in both decks, both in the spirit position. If you're into Hecate energy, goddess knows I am since birth, that crone, the crone grace of endurance. Great Hecate, please grant me the crone grace of endurance, that I may call upon a strength beyond my own to endure, to heal, to love what rises. That's also in my book, Words of Grace. Just saying, link is in the description box below. And for a mediator, that makes sense. In the center lane here for this twin flame relationship itself, that we're looking at a vampire archetype, something codependent with a lot of complaining, but something that will make you aware of what's draining you, who's draining you, and if you are draining others. But with that study card there is a lesson there to be learned. What is that lesson about? It is about compassion and balance. The 6 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles, side by side, masculine, feminine, feminine, masculine, compassion, fairness, loyalty, balancing this out, which leads to floating on air and loving who you are. This is not, well, it's simple. It's just not easy. Love yourself. Love yourself, love yourself. Gotta love yourself. You know, love yourself. How the hell you gonna love anybody else? Gonna get an amen. Amen. Thank you, St. RuPaul. True. Simple, not easy. Which is why spiritual counseling is available. I'm a spiritual counselor. I'm a reverend. I'm allowed to do spiritual counseling by law. Check my stuff in the box. I got clients from all over the world now doing Facebook Messenger and Skype and stuff like that. And if you're local, you can come to the house or we can meet somewhere. But certainly reach out because, you know, I'm just going to end with what this says here. Love who you are. I'm going to make this plural. You are both divine and wonderful people, deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. And that's just the truth. And that's what I bless you with now as my power, as an angel, witch, master, higher self, whatever, who cares. May you be blessed with all the wonderful things in the world. May you be blessed with all that you need. May your heart's desires manifest. And may you have all that you need to learn, to heal, to grow, to become the best that you can be, and fulfill what is necessary in this twin flame relationship. October 2019 and beyond. May you be blessed. May you be blessed. And thank you so much for watching. I really, really hope this was truly helpful. And please do like and subscribe either way. Help me get to my goal. And I really hope that you get to your goal of the happiness that you seek, masculine and or feminine. But for now, my darlings, my Leos, hail, farewell, and blessed be.